My beloved child, awaken. Far too long you have lived beneath a counterfeit light where everything is lacquered with glittering promises that are hollow within. You have poured out your trust on soothing voices and forgotten mine, the voice that once trembled within your heart. I do not come to coddle you, but to rouse you. You are standing at the brink of a void. Either open your eyes and see what is true, or wander forever in the dream you have made for yourself. Miracles are real, yet illusion knows how to dress in sacred robes. Many bow their heads not to pray, but to bargain with God. And precisely when we crave what is quick, the soul is most easily swapped out by dazzling promises that lack the Holy Spirit. I tell you, a miracle is not sleight of hand. It does not happen for display to be captured on video or to draw the applause of crowds. True miracles unfold in secret where the heart bows low, where faith can hold its breath, and wait where suffering becomes the seed of rebirth. But people prefer speed, the feeling of touching power, without the discipline of the heart. In that very hour, illusion dons the vestments of faith, and fervor becomes a springboard for self-deception. Do you see, in these days people chase after signs, as if shopping for VIP passes for the soul. They want God to work wonders without letting Him mend their hearts. They pray for deliverance, yet evade the grace of taking responsibility. When a promise sounds too easy, when a prayer claims to be effective in 7 days, it is no longer faith but a counterfeit sacred marketplace. You do not need another miracle to believe in God. You need a faithful heart that lives as though He is at work even when your eyes see nothing. Remember, faith is not an express ticket. It is a long pilgrimage where each measured step carries an invitation to become like the one you trust. If you keep thirsting for spiritual shortcuts, you will forget that God most often comes by the plainest roads, patience, silence, and small acts done faithfully. Now I will tell you the first thing, the thing you must dare to hear, even if your heart would rather look away. Not every silence is a refusal. Often it is the training hall of the soul. You think God has forgotten you, but in truth, He is refining the motive of your faith. In delay, He removes from you the craving to use miracles for self-satisfaction and sows in you the desire to be made pure before being blessed. Mature faith does not need fireworks of feeling. It stands steady in the storm of silence. When you keep the discipline of prayer, cling to the Word, and remain with the community, you will see that true miracles are born not of speed but of a steadfast will that will not give up. Child, there are hours when you lift your face to heaven and call until only your own echo answers back. You imagine I have turned away, that the gate of heaven is shut, that your petitions dissolve into the void. Yet precisely in that quiet, I am at work, hidden and sure, like a seed buried deep in cold earth. You want blossoms at once, but what spring does not pass through winter, delay is no punishment. It is a discipline. I am not late. I arrive when your heart is soft enough to receive grace without shattering under pride. Do you know why I let you wait? Because if everything you desired were given at once, your faith would burn out like a flame that flares and dies. I let you wait so you may learn to trust without seeing, to love without demanding, to pray without bargaining. In the unhurried pace of time, I teach you the lesson of silence, where the soul is cleansed of its habit of trading with God. Many think I am slow, but in truth it is they who are unready. A vessel still thick with dregs cannot hold clear water. Let me make you clean first, even if it takes time. Remember Lazarus, the friend I loved. When I heard he was gravely ill, I did not go at once. 2 days, only 2, but for Mary and Martha they were days stretched thin with despair. They thought I had come too late, yet within that lateness the miracle of resurrection was revealed. Had I healed him while he lived, they would have seen only a blessing. When I called him from the tomb, they beheld the power of life itself. Do you see I am not slow? I wait until your faith is strong enough to recognize what is greater than your request. Sometimes I arrive late so you may learn I am not a courier for your wishes, but the Father of your soul. I know there are days you pray until you are worn out and darkness seems to answer you back. You begin to doubt, to compare, to ask, why does God help them and not me, child? In that very moment, envy is stealing your holiness. You are treating miracles as prizes rather than the fruit of love. When you learn to give thanks within the hush, you will see that the greatest miracle is not that I change your circumstances, but that I renew your heart. Delay is only the outer shell of a better gift you do not yet understand. Many grow weary of waiting and turn to fast miracles, to prayers that promise results in 7 days, to sacred techniques packaged like commodities. My heart aches when I see you, once curious, tempted to try, thinking, if I just perform this extra rite, perhaps God will hear me. But child, I need no ritual to love you. I seek an honest heart, not a holy performance bartered for blessing. Slowness does not mean I will be silent forever. It means I am watching to see whether you can love me without conditions. Do you notice that every true miracle is born in waiting? Abraham waited nearly 100 years to see the promise of descendants fulfilled. Jonah spent 3 days in the belly of the fish to learn what my mercy means. And even I, when I took on flesh, waited 30 years in hiddenness before beginning my mission. Not because I needed preparation, but to teach you that all God's works have their appointed time. The more impatient you are, the more easily you are lured by manufactured wonders. But when you know how to wait, you will see grace arrive in season, neither early nor late. I do not accuse you for moments of frailty. Every child trembles when the night seems long. But I invite you home, not with your feet, but with your trust. Step out of the habit of demanding and enter the quiet of surrender. Each time you say, "Thy will be done," you clear a path for me to act more deeply than you imagined. When you learn this, you will see that delay is not punishment, but a privilege through which the soul comes of age. Know this, my slowness does not diminish your worth. It makes you more trustworthy in my hands. One who knows how to wait no longer chases feelings, but is anchored in the Word. When your faith no longer depends on results, you have begun to walk into the depths of communion with me. There you will discover that a miracle is not an event, but a rhythm of breath, gentle, real, and enduring. Do not fear if you seem slower than others. My delays are not signs of abandonment. They are how I keep you from what would imperil your soul. There are desires which, if granted too soon, would cost you me. There are doors which, if opened at once, would lead you out of the light. So when I say not yet, it is another way of saying I am still here. And when you dare to trust in the silence, the miracle is forming. Even then, you just have not seen it. At last you will understand, my slowness is how I stretch time so you can notice that I have been beside you all along. Faith does not grow in the times of receiving, but in the times of refusal. The more you learn to wait, the more you resemble me, the one who endured the cross with patience for love. And when you learn this, you will stop asking when and simply pray, may your holy will be done. That is the true miracle, the miracle of a faith made mature. And child, when you have come through the quiet country of delay, your heart will grow gentle. You will cease hunting miracles to be lifted up and begin seeking miracles to be transformed. For then you are ready to grasp a deeper truth. True miracles do not arrive to flaunt themselves, but to mend what is broken. And when the heart has learned to rest, I will teach you this. There are miracles without thunderclaps, without blazing light, without crowds shouting for joy. They come as softly as breath hidden in a tear of contrition, in a choked-out apology, in the moment you set down your pride. Child, do not imagine miracles are only the spectacular. To me, the true miracle is a heart that learns to heal, a soul that opens and lets light into what was once shadowed. This world loves noise, but the kingdom chooses the small way. A true miracle needs no audience, only a soul that knows how to bow. Yet people are eager to turn miracles into proofs that they are especially favored. They recount them like trophies. They bear witness, yet deep inside they crave to be praised, as devout to be seen as the chosen. Child, when miracles become tools for display, they no longer shine with my light, they mirror the self. That self steals the throne of faith and makes you love wonders more than the one who works them. Then faith is distorted into the worship of emotion rather than communion with God. I do not fault you for longing to see my power. You are human, you need signs to believe. But remember, a sign is a finger pointing to the sky. Do not clutch the finger and forget to look up. A miracle is a means, not the end. If after every favor you receive, your heart is not humbler, more loving, quicker to forgive, then you have not truly received anything at all. For the true miracle does not lift you above the earth to make you proud. It lowers you closer to the mercy of my heart. I have seen those who were healed, and yet their souls still rot. They rise on strong legs, yet their spirits collapse under pride. They speak of miracles as if recounting their own victories, not my grace. A miracle that does not lead to conversion is only an empty performance. But the ones truly touched by power know how to slip away quietly, to treasure the wonder within like Mary, to live differently without needing anyone to know they were saved. My child, dare you live like that one who has been healed without flaunting the scars. A true miracle is always bound to conversion and righteousness. It is not to prove that I am favoring you, but to invite you to become my instrument for others. Remember, the marvel does not end with the one who is healed. It spreads through the way they live afterward. A heart made whole will bend low to those who are breaking. A soul once set free will be tender toward those still trapped in sin. The real miracle draws you out of yourself to love as I love, not shrinking back to guard the reputation of being the one beloved by God. I have seen so many ask for healing while refusing to renounce what makes them sick: resentment, envy, arrogance, self-pity. My child, do not wait for me to pull the thorn from your heart while you clutch it like a treasure. Miracles do not spring from magic, but from surrender. When you let go, forgive, and yield your ego, then I begin to act. Healing is not given so you may live more comfortably, but so you may live more holy. The true miracle brings you near the cross, where every wound is transfigured into glory. Look again at what you have called miracles. How many have made you love me more, and how many have only made you love yourself more? A miracle is not a yardstick of affection. It is an invitation into the journey of sanctity. As for the wonders that feed the ego, make you conceited, and lead you to despise those who have not received such favors, they are mirages, not grace. I do not want you to live on fleeting spiritual afterglow. I want you to become one who heals others with the very love you have received. When I say true miracles come to mend, not to become headlines for boasting, I want you to understand faith does not need exhibition. My light does not glare. It gently shines into hidden corners. The more you choose to hide yourself, the more my power is revealed. When you learn to live without being seen, to give without being credited, to pray without applause, then you are becoming my very miracle in this world. A miracle is not to make you stand out in the crowd, but to make me recognizable among a people who are blind. Therefore, if you have truly been touched, let your life be the evidence. Let your gaze grow kinder, your words gentler, your hands open to those who have not yet found faith. For in the end, the miracle is not on a stage, but where you choose to forgive, where you choose to love again though you have been hurt. Then you are no longer merely one who has been healed. You become a channel through which I heal the world. And my child, when your heart learns to hide itself in grace, when you stop craving validation and demanding a spotlight on your name, you will hear a very small voice, my voice calling you to go farther still. For after every miracle, there is always a lesson in discernment to distinguish true power from the sweet bait of spiritual conjuring. Go on, my child, for I must teach you something deeper. Faith needs no secret arts, only fidelity. My beloved, there are roads paved with light that still lead the soul to an abyss. There are words spoken in my name that carry no spirit, only the perfumed scent of illusion. In these times, people yearn to know, to see, to touch the sacred quickly, as though I were a magic button to dissolve all anxiety. My child, impatience in the spiritual life is the doorway through which darkness dressed as light enters. The world is not short of those who bear the title servant of God, while selling mere phantoms of belief. They speak of miracles but forget the cross. They promise freedom yet bind you with neatly packaged spiritual formulas. At times when you hear them, you too are moved. You think, perhaps this is the new, faster way to reach God. I know your heart for your faith is thirsty, but not everything labeled sacred comes from God. The spirits of the age do not roar like the demons of old. They speak in sweet tones full of encouragement, even quoting my word. They make you imagine you are coming closer to God while in fact you are circling yourself. Any ritual formula or secret art that promises grace without repentance, discipline, and labor is a snare. You must learn discernment, for the enemy of the soul does not attack with swords but with honeyed words cloaked in piety. Long ago in the desert, the tempter came to me and said, "If you are the Son of God, turn these stones into bread." He did not urge me to do evil. He merely suggested the easier road, the road without the cross. But I refused, for true glory needs no performance. You see, even I, the Son of the Most High, had to face the temptation to work a miracle to be believed. How much more will you? Today's temptations do not come from the desert, but from social media, from videos stamped new revelation, from promises to activate God's power with a single phrase. Be vigilant, not everyone who invokes my name belongs to me. Discernment is grace, but it is also the skill of a mature soul. You must learn to tell what arises from peace and what only comes from excitement. Peace is deep and enduring. Excitement is quick and hollow. When a message leaves you ablaze but quickly empty, that is not my spirit. When a right promises favor without changing your way of life, that is not my path. I want you to grow, not to flutter in illusion. I want you strong and disciplined, not addicted to instant spiritual highs. True faith needs no dose of spiritual doping. It lives by perseverance. Many say they are seeking deeper mysteries, yet they are only hunting for spiritual thrills. They run from person to person, right to right, just to feel touched. But, my child, feeling is not faith. True faith usually carries no sensation, it carries fidelity. When you remain with my word, though nothing seems to change, your faith is firm. When you still pray in silence, you are nearest to me. But if you believe only when you feel heat vibrations, something unusual, then you are believing in feelings, not in me. I want you brave enough to cut the sweet bait. Do not click every video labeled instant revelation. Do not share every promise of a 3-day wonder. Do not drag the whole community into a collective hallucination. You need no secret technique to hear me. You need only return to Scripture, to the sacraments, to the truth already made complete in the Church. Seek out spiritual direction, one seasoned in reading the signs of the Spirit, rather than listening to self-proclaimed visionaries. Discern, for not everything remarkable is a sign of the Holy Spirit. Often it is merely the reflection of unbridled human craving. True discernment is not suspicion, it is love joined to wisdom. It teaches you to love God rightly, not fanatically. When you pause to ask, does this make me more like Christ? The Spirit is at work. When an action makes you humble, loving, and peaceful, hold fast to it. But if it makes you feel above others, more informed, specially chosen, you are off course. The enemy loves to fool you with a sense of specialness, knowing how frail your pride is. I want you to become holy in silence, not to shine within delusion. You may not know it, but I see you when you open a prayer video at midnight, when you read the lines, "God will work a miracle tonight if you believe." You tremble, your heart races, you await something to happen. Then morning comes, nothing has changed, and you are disappointed. I am there quietly watching because I want you to learn. It is not that I refuse to work miracles, but that I desire to teach you to distinguish what is from heaven and what is from men. You do not need to see in order to believe. You need to believe in order to see. And what you finally see is not spectacle, but my life growing within your soul. Discernment also guards the community. When one believes wrongly, the whole body is easily swept along. So do not fear to warn, do not fear to speak truth, though it may discomfort others. I do not need fans, I need the honest. When you choose to stand with the word, even if it means being silent amid a crowd cheering what is false, you bear witness to me. And do not fear being misunderstood. Truth is always vindicated by time. Keep your heart pure and I will do the rest. My child, faith is not a hunt for secret things. The true mystery has been revealed on the cross. There is no arcane art stronger than a humble prayer, no formula swifter than a contrite heart. If you truly wish to see a miracle, forgive the one who wounded you, that is real power. If you long to hear my voice, be silent before the one who insults you, that is true illumination. Everything else, the noise, the dazzling rites, the divine hacks, is only passing mist. One day, when you are more mature in faith, you will look back and smile. You will see that I never hid anything from you. It was you who let the world's noise drown out my word. You will understand that I need no bait to keep you close, for true love needs no adornment. You will stop seeking ecstasy and begin seeking fidelity. You will know that faith is not a floating feeling, but a steady walk through the night while still believing that dawn will come. And when your soul is bright enough to tell what is true from what is false, I will invite you to step deeper still into a journey of working with me. For discernment is not only to avoid what is wrong, but to enter what is right. That is when you understand grace does not cancel responsibility. It gives you the strength to carry your share. And so your pilgrimage of faith moves into its next chapter, where I do my part and you must do yours in one heartbeat of trust and action. My child, I did not make you to stand still and watch miracles fall. I made you to weave miracles with me by your hands and your faithfulness. My grace is not a flying carpet that lifts you from every trouble. It is a quiet power helping you step through each hardship with steady feet. You often pray, Lord, please help me, while deep down you want me to do it in your place. You forget that grace does not erase responsibility. Grace is the fire that makes responsibility blaze and become beloved. I always do. My part, the part of love, of providence, of guidance. But child, the rest, your part, no one can do for you. I give you the gift of intelligence, but you must learn. I grant you health, but you must work. I place in your heart the longing to be holy, but you must wrestle with your real weaknesses. Many sit and wait for a miracle, yet refuse to take a step. They want a rich harvest, but sow not a single seed. They ask for peace while nursing their grudges. They desire freedom, but will not release their familiar chains. My child, I cannot bring you to harbor if you sit on the shore waiting for the wind to change. Faith is not only believing that I will act, it is standing up so that I may act with you. Remember Naaman, the Syrian commander with leprosy. He sought out the prophet Elisha, hoping for a dramatic wonder. But Elisha simply told him to bathe 7 times in the Jordan. Naaman grew angry, thinking, "Is that river in any way sacred?" Yet, when he humbled himself and obeyed his flesh, became clean like a child's. Do you see? The miracle happened not because he stood and waited, but because he did his part small. Yes, but the key that opened grace. I still work wonders, but only where hearts both hear and do. Some pray for a marriage to be saved, yet refuse to change how they speak and how they love. Some ask for financial help, yet will not learn to budget, will not patiently repay debt little by little. Some beg for healing, yet clutch their wound as proof of their specialness. My child, I do not work miracles to indulge your laziness or your pride. I work miracles to call you out of old habits where you begin to walk, even if that first step trembles. When you collaborate with small acts, I multiply them into great results. When you commit yourself, I add strength. When you do your part, I do mine, and the two together become wonder. You often ask, why are you silent when I pray? But child, sometimes I answer not with a voice, but with the work waiting for your hands. Each time you procrastinate, you ask grace to wait. Each time you say not yet, you ask the door I open to remain still. I do not force you, for I honor your freedom. But remember, true freedom is not in waiting for a miracle. It is in using your own hands to walk with me in transforming your life. Without action, faith is only a lovely idea. Without labor, prayer is but a passing breath. I see you so often sighing, nothing seems to change. But what have you done to bring change? I have sown seeds in you. Ideas, opportunities, companions, yet you expect me to make them grow on my own. True miracles do not drop from the sky. They rise from the ground you tend each day. When you are faithful in little, keeping your word, arriving early, paying your debts, helping others, you allow grace to flow through your life. I do not ask you to do great things, only that you do not abandon the small. For in the small you will find me quietly doing my work. I want you to understand, prayer goes with action. You ask please, and I answer go. Faith is not about sitting still until the miracle appears. It is about stepping forward before you see any miracle at all. Remember, Israel did not see the sea divide until they set their first foot in the water. They did not see manna fall until they dared to enter the desert. Your part is the first step. My part is to open the way. When you dare to do what is yours, I will do what you cannot. But I will not do it in your place, for I do not want you to live like a child forever in a cradle waiting for milk. I want you to grow into a companion building this world with me. My child, many think faith is sitting still for unexpected favor. True faith is walking through ordinary days, still working, still striving, still gentle, even when nothing seems extraordinary. That is the faith I love most because it does not lean on spectacle, it leans on love. The more you do your part with fidelity, the more my part becomes unmistakable in your life. Every time you rise early to pray, every time you choose forbearance, every time you act justly and quiet, you lay the foundation for durable miracles that cannot be washed away by fleeting feelings. I know there are times you are exhausted. There are days your part feels heavy while mine seems nowhere in sight. But remember, I am still at work even when you are worn. When you sleep, I keep watch. When you weep, I count each tear. When you stand and do your part without seeing results, that is when I am doing mine in the deepest way. I never let any labor of yours in faith be wasted. Everything you do, however small, I turn into a seed of eternity. When you learn to live this way, to believe and to act, to pray and to work, you will begin to see that a miracle is not only something that happens, it is something we build together. You will cease saying, "Lord, do it all," and begin to pray, "Please let me do it with you." Then you will discover the true strength of grace. It does not make you a spectator, it makes you a partner. It teaches you the worth of every small task, every smile, every honest decision. Grace does not erase effort. It sanctifies that effort so that all earthly things bear the fragrance of heaven. And when you can stand firm on the legs of your faith, you will grasp something deeper. Everything I do for you is not only for you, but for those who come after you. My grace does not stop at you. It flows through you, leaving a mark for the next generation. You have crossed a threshold into a new lesson that true blessing is not for fireworks, but for legacy. For I think in generations, while you often think only to month's end. My child, I have watched many generations pass. Each longs for miracles, but few long to become mature. People ask for favor to live more easily. Few ask for wisdom to live more rightly. Many are blessed, yet their blessing fades because their hearts think only of today. They receive grace but do not keep it. They are favored but forget to sow favor for those to come. Child blessing is not a firework. It does not flare for a moment and die in smoke. True blessing is a seed, small, ordinary, but when tended it grows into a life tree, shading even those not yet born. Do not let yourself be dazzled by glittering things. The world now craves instant miracles, visible favor, immediate results. People will trade their very souls for applause. They do not know that rootless wonders bloom and wither. But true miracle, the miracle of enduring grace, is built with patience, fidelity, and discipline. I do not count in days or months. I count in generations. When I blessed Abraham, I did not bless him alone, but his descendants forever. And you, when you ask for blessing, you think of this month's bills, this week's work, or a day's delight. Lift your prayer, child. Do not only beg for grace to live, ask for grace to become a legacy. I look upon your life and see much that is beautiful, yet I want what you build to go beyond you. Every act today, how you treat others, how you labor, how you love, is a seed I am sending into the future. When you choose integrity over convenience, you teach your children what light is. When you forgive instead of striking back, you sow peace for those not yet born. When you dare to live uprightly in a deceitful world, you draw out my miracle through another generation. The truest miracle is not what happens to you, but what passes on through you. You once asked me, how can I know if my blessing is real? Hear me true. Blessing does not fade after a burst of joy. It unfolds into responsibility. If after receiving grace you only wish to keep it, that grace is short-lived. But if after receiving you desire to share, to do good, to plant faith in others, that is true blessing. Real blessing does not light only your lamp. It brightens your neighbors. It does not explode like fireworks. It burns like a steady little flame. Be a lamp, not a firework. A lamp shines until dawn. A firework flares once and dies into night. I see many who are blessed, yet forget their roots. They think blessing is for indulgence, so they spend it on vanity, and when the favor fades, they are empty. Do not be like them. When I bless you, I do not ask you to build a castle for yourself, but a foundation on which others can stand. You are forgiven not to persist in sin, but to learn how to forgive. You are comforted not to sleep, but to know how to comfort the sorrowing. True blessing does not close around you. It opens like a river. Only when it flows is it clear. Notice all that endures in my kingdom bears the mark of transmission. The faith of the saints did not stop with them. It was handed on through their lives, their example, their quiet choices. Those who chase miracles for show leave only noise. When you live so that your faith becomes seed, you will see that the greatest miracle is not healing but continuation. A family living in peace, a community knit together, a child learning to pray. These are the miracles no one films yet. Heaven and earth record them. The blessing I desire for you is not a fleeting banquet but a living inheritance. I want you to learn to build, not merely to enjoy. Live so that when you are no longer here, your shadow still lingers in the way others love, in the way they keep their word, in the way they treat one another with kindness. Then you will understand that every drop of sweat, every hidden kindness, every time you held yourself back, has become a brick in the house of faith for the generations to come. I do not ask you to do grand things. I ask you to live honestly, to live rooted, for that root is me. And child, I know this world loves to boast, to tally spiritual achievements, to attach labels, this grace, that miracle. But when you understand that blessing needs no proof, you will find peace. True blessing does not crash like thunder. It settles and abides. The blessed need not speak much. They need only to be present. When you walk with a clean heart, those who brush against your life will feel the goodness flowing from you. That is how true blessing spreads quietly, steadily, needing no fireworks, only light. Remember, faith is not a flame to warm you alone. It is a flame to be passed on, kept alive, not left to die. When you choose to be faithful in small things, you are tending that fire for those who will come after you. And one day when you have journeyed far, you will look from the heights of heaven and see that the seed I sowed in your heart has sprung to life in a new generation. Children who know how to pray, adults who know how to live with integrity, communities that know how to dwell in unity. That is the true inheritance, the true miracle of a believing life. And now, as this part of the journey draws to a close, I want you to remember this: true miracles are real. Illusions are real as well. The true miracle humbles you. The illusion exalts you. The true miracle makes you love others more. The illusion makes you love yourself more. The true miracle requires you to walk. The illusion bids you sit and wait. Choose the narrow road, the road of patient faith, of unseen acts of love that does not parade itself. For it is on that very road that I am waiting for you, not to hand you fireworks, but to entrust to you a flame, the flame of souls who know how to believe, how to act, how to love, and how to hand on that light to the next generation. I am the one who is present in every breath, in every silent heartbeat of the universe. From the moment nothingness was called into being, I set the course for the light and drew the boundaries for the darkness. That same power is at work in your life, not partially but wholly, omnipotently, and without ceasing. You are not called to dwell in fearful waiting, but to rise as an heir of glory, to walk through trial with the bearing of one who overcomes. What you call delay is but the meticulous preparation of heaven, where every moment is measured without a missed beat, where I shape you in the quiet so that I may send you forth in majesty. When you feel every door is shut, that is when I am crafting a way that has never been. When you find yourself in a shadowed valley, I am lifting you into the dawn that is at hand. Do not be afraid when you do not hear my voice, for in the stillness my mightiest work unfolds. Not one tear you shed is wasted. They become seeds sown in the field of grace, and the harvest of glory will break forth at the appointed time. I have seen those tears and heard those sighs, and at the very moment you think yourself weakest, my power is covering you with greater strength than ever before. You think I have forgotten you, but I am writing your story in the ink of eternity. The chapters heavy with sorrow are but the prologue to the epic I am about to proclaim. No backward step is meaningless, no wound is left unhealed. I am turning every crack in your soul into a place where my light can pierce to the deepest part. From the very places once torn and tattered, I am breathing new life, that you may become proof that nothing is ever lost in my hands. Lift up your head, for the crown of favor rests upon it. I did not fashion you to bow to circumstance, but to stand firm in the storm and sing the song of the redeemed. The robe of glory I place upon you is not for ornament, but for covering with righteousness, with the authority of the kingdom. Those who mocked you and belittled your pilgrimage will witness my own hand raising you up. not that you may boast, but that all the earth may know I am the living Lord, still acting, still doing what surpasses human understanding. Child, do not fix your eyes on your limits, for in me there is no limit. The restoration that is coming will not merely touch what you hoped for, it will surpass it until you are left in holy awe. The years you endured, the pains you thought buried beyond recall, I am gathering to exchange for abundant blessing. My recompense is not measured in numbers, but in boundless mercy. It will pour like a waterfall over every field of your life, your work, your family, your music, your long-kept dreams. Every note you write, every song you lift will carry the life of heaven, and those echoes will touch not only the ear but the soul. I speak to you, cease giving heed to the words of the world. The whispers, the judgments are but a passing wind before me. Hold fast your faith, for human opinion cannot alter the plans I have made. When I say you will rise, no power can hold you down. When I promise to open a door, no one can shut it. Listen to my voice above the doubts within, for if you tune your heart to beat with mine, you will see that I have guided you step by step, even when you did not know it. You were not born to blend in, but to shine in the darkness. The light I have placed within you is not to be hidden under a bowl, but to illumine the whole house, a world grown dim. Your hidden days are over. Now is the time to step forth, not in your strength, but in mine. You are entering the calling you once only dared to dream, and now that dream becomes reality because it is no longer yours alone. It is mine, alive within you. No more hesitating, no more entanglement. You are walking a path I have cleared, straight and steady as the dawn. Do not fear change, for I myself am ordering all things. I am turning chaos into order, raising again what the world declared ruined beyond repair. When others are dismayed, remember where they see danger, I am sowing the seeds of faith. Do not be surprised if everything around you seems upended, for this is how I bring the old to an end, so the new may be born. The unexpected bends in the road are not to make you lose your way, but to train your heart to trust in every circumstance. I have appointed angels to go with you, not one alone, but a whole host of light encircling you. At every step you take, I have laid provision in advance. The doors that must open will open, the people you need will arrive, the truths you must grasp will be revealed. Do not fret over the next step, for I have prepared it already. When your foot comes down, what is needed will be in its place at the right moment. Revelation will come not by striving, but by the free flow of grace. And you are about to enter a season of unexplainable favor. Blessing will not arrive by formula or logic, but like a sudden rain upon a parched field. The burdens you have carried, worries, pressures, unspoken things, are being lifted from your shoulders even now. My peace is flooding your home, your soul, every cell of your body. Every pain, every scar, every memory you thought beyond healing, I am laying my hand upon them and saying, be restored. You are not a mistake of creation. You are not too late to begin, nor overlooked in my design. Every moment you thought wasted, I am rewriting into testimony, so that one day you will tell others, the Lord has done great things for me. No second is lost in the life of one who trusts me. Everything has its time, and that time is drawing near. I am restoring the laughter that was stolen, exchanging garments of mourning for robes of joy. You will no longer walk in ashes, but in the festival of life. I know your journey has grown weary. I see the nights you did not sleep when your soul cried out in silence. But I also see the quiet strength still burning within you, a small flame that has never gone out. That very flame I will breathe upon until it becomes a torch to light the way for many. You were not saved merely to survive, but to carry life to the despairing. Every experience you have walked through will be an instrument I use to touch hearts on the brink of giving up. Therefore, stand firm. Do not let your eyes be veiled by the present, for the future I have for you is more radiant than anything you have imagined. I am leading you to a place where tears become jewels and pain becomes blessing. The wounds of yesterday will become the doorway through which you step into wholeness. Let your heart open wide, for I am pouring upon you more than you think you deserve. This is not a wage for your labor, but a gift of unconditioned love. Do not fear your smallness, for I delight to use the small to display great glory. Do not compare your path with another's. I have a time for you, a road for you, a purpose for you. Walk each step with gratitude, for every step is watched by my loving eyes. When you are weak, I am your strength. When you are lost, I am your compass. When you fall, I am the hand that lifts you. No one can snatch you from my grasp, for you belonged to me before this world was formed. And now I declare the season of hiddenness has closed. Ready your heart for the greatness that is coming. I am opening a door no one can shut, bringing into the light what you have longed for in secret. Let faith lead you beyond fear, for on the far side of fear stands the miracle. You will not only behold blessing, you will become a blessing to others. Everything once lost will return in a form more beautiful, more complete, more holy. Say amen in your heart, not as a ritual, but as the resonance of faith that has taken root. For the word I have spoken does not return empty. Heaven and earth may shift and change, but my word stands firm. You need only believe, only stand still within peace and watch as I work wonders. The day of restoration is not far, and the light of dawn is breaking. Sing, for your new season has come, a season of favor, of glory, of life in fullness. And I, the Eternal One, dwell within you, accomplishing beyond your imagining, so that the world will know I am the Lord, still working miracles among humankind. Every shard of you, every hurt once thought beyond repair, is becoming fertile ground where new life is being sown. In that very brokenness, I am quietly rebuilding your foundation with the hands of life, of hope, and of light. Not a single tear is forgotten. Every sigh becomes a seed for the spring to come. You think you are losing yourself, but in truth you are being reborn, wearing the form of one who has known shattering, bearing a soul refined by suffering. I do not leave you amid the ashes. I am using those very ashes to etch a beauty never before seen, a radiance that can arise only from a place once veiled in darkness. I am turning your mourning into the anthem of resurrection, your sorrow into laughter as pure as the early morning when sunlight pierces the mist. I am breathing into you the breath of new life, awakening every cell so that your heart, once fractured, once parched, beats again to the rhythm of love and grace. While you sleep, I draw near and lay peace upon your brow, so that in your dreams you hear my voice, comforting, guiding, reminding you that you are loved, chosen, and encompassed by a kindness that never fades. And when you wake, I will go before you, opening a road no one has walked, clearing the jagged stones, veiling the chasms, so that each step does not stumble but moves toward the light. I set before you not only opportunities but also trials clothed as blessings. Everything you face, be it tempest or stillness, is part of the perfect design I have written for you. My spirit will be the whisper at your ear, teaching you to discern what is right amid 1,000 noises, to hear truth upon an ocean of deceit. You will no longer be lost at the crossroads of fear and faith, for I will be the light upon the path, a pillar of cloud by night and a pillar of fire by day, leading you through shadows you once thought you could never cross. I am sending to you souls I have chosen, bearers of the gleam of truth, compassion, and wisdom. They will come like wind, like rain, like prayers answered. They will speak words that help you remember what you have always known but forgot you are never alone. In them is a portion of my light, and when they touch you, it is I who touch you. These encounters are not random. Every glance, every word, every embrace is a message I send to fortify your faith, to remind you that you are surrounded by grace even when your eyes have not yet perceived it. You are becoming a vessel that overflows not only to receive but to pour out. I do not bless you so you may store it away. I bless you so that you become the blessing in a thirsty world. When you open your heart and tell your story, when you share wounds that have been healed, you help others find their way home. For your voice, the one that once trembled through tears, now becomes a song of renewal for hearts long frozen. You are proof that suffering is not a period but a comma, opening into a new chapter where light breaks through darkness and life rises out of ash. I am using your story as an instrument to stir the world. Every word you speak, every act you take carries my power, not to exalt you but to honor the one who fashioned you. When you obey, your family is healed. When you believe, the lifeblood of generations is renewed. When you rise, another life awakens. The chains of fear, of guilt, of dark inheritances are shattered not by bodily force but by the pure faith now blazing within you. You are not chosen for your perfection, but because your very imperfections let grace be revealed in fullness. In you I see not failures but the capacity for light to stream through the cracks. Do not be ashamed of the scars, they are witness that you have fought, have fallen, and have been redeemed. Those scars convince others that miracles are real, that no matter how ruthless life may be, beauty can bloom from what seemed hopeless. I have chosen you not by chance, but for this exact moment. The world needs your voice, the kindness you carry, the light of faith you guard within your heart. Everything that once hurt you is now a weapon of insight and compassion, equipping you to walk into the darkest places without fear because you know who walks with you. You are chosen to be a bridge between despair and hope, between humanity and the Creator, between what was lost and what will be reborn. Believe that nothing in your life is wasted. The long, lonely nights, the silences that seemed meaningless, each is part of the sacred composition I am writing. You are a note in the song of the universe, my breath given to bear witness that love never dies. Even when you do not understand, keep walking, for every step has been appointed. Nothing lies beyond my reach. No tear falls that I do not see, and when you fall, do not fear. I do not accuse, abandon, or close my heart. I stoop down and lift you with wounded hands, the hands once pierced by nails, now the hands that save. I brush off the dust of the road, carry you on my shoulders, and go on beside you. For this journey is not for you to prove yourself, but to discover who walks with you, who is the source of the power moving within you. Beloved child, I do not want you merely to survive. I want you to live abundantly. I do not want you only to walk in the light, but to become light for others. For once you have been illumined, you can illumine. Once you have been loved, you can love without condition. Once you have been forgiven, you can open your arms to forgive multitudes. And in that very moment when you give love without demand, you will feel my presence most deeply. Let me work within you, even by means you did not expect. Let me exchange your weakness for my strength, your weariness for my peace, your confusion for clear purpose. I do not only make your life new. Through you I long to renew this world, a world in need of souls who know how to love, to trust, and to live for something greater than themselves. And when the storm has passed, you will look back and see there was never a moment I was far away. In the storm you learned to fly. In the dark you discovered the worth of light. In loss you found yourself again. You will find that everything once broken now forms a perfect mosaic, the tapestry of love, of grace, of everlasting life flowing within you. I have chosen you for this time not because you are deserving, but so that through you the world will know. My love is without end, that miracles are still happening every day, every hour, in the very people who seem the smallest. And when you say yes, I will set all heaven to rejoicing, for that is the answer of faith. The power that can shake the cosmos, turn pain into light, and transform your soul once held in ashes into an unquenchable flame. My dear one, you need not strive to prove your worth before me, for from the moment I breathed life into your soul, you belong to me. You need not race with the anxiety of gain and loss, for I have never left you, not for a heartbeat. I am in the rhythm of your pulse and your breath in the moments you feel most alone. My love does not arrive when you are perfect. It is already present amid the fragments, the frailty, the unwept tears. You do not have to struggle to be seen, for I have seen you. You do not have to earn love, for my love has covered you like dawn covering the morning. Rest in my mercy, for there you will find your true self, not the child of fear, but the child of life, the child of faith. The future is not a shadow to make you afraid, for it rests in my hand, where all things are ordered in perfect harmony. Every trial you meet is not to destroy you, but to forge a strength that only fire can create. My peace is not mere quiet, but steadiness in the storm. Let that peace become the beat of your heart, and from it stand with resolve, not because of circumstance, but because of trust. My word is a sword of light. Take it up against the whispers of doubt and darkness. See life through the lens of my promise, and you will find that even within the worst grace is hidden. Even within pain, new life is being nourished. You will not be left behind, for I never forsake the one I have chosen. You will not be overthrown, for my strength stands firm within you. What is coming is not random, but a holy plan appointed by heaven. It bears the imprint of power and the precise timing known only to the Most High. You do not wait in vain, for my moment always arrives on time, neither late nor early, but exactly when you are ready to receive. My power rests upon your shoulders, light as breath and strong as mountains. My goodness pursues you not to demand, but to surround, to soothe. to remind you that you cannot drift beyond the orbit of my love. Your story is not over, for I have only just opened a brand new chapter, the chapter of redemption, of lifting up, of joy no one can steal. The earlier chapters may be wet with tears, but this one will be written in light and in a hope that does not fade. Walk in boldness as one upheld by the Creator. Speak by faith, not because you see, but because you know. Pray not in fear, but in expectation, for prayer is the cord that draws heaven near to earth, that brings miracles down into your life. Praise even before what you long for arrives, for praise opens heaven's gates and melts chains. I am the Lord your God, acting in silence, yet never absent. You may not see, but I am at work. You may not hear, but the miracle is being woven thread by invisible thread. This moment, yes, this very moment, is holy. Not tomorrow, not someday, but this breath, this life where you stand, is where heaven meets earth. This is the turning you have longed for, burdens loosening, darkness cracking, and my light flooding every hidden corner of your soul. You are chosen, loved, and held within the palm of power. No force, whether above or below, can erase this. The world may beckon you with sweet temptations, with empty promises of instant wealth, with flashy secrets that make you believe a few seconds can change your fate. Yet know this: true glory does not come from tricks, but from transformation of the spirit. True riches are not stored in a pocket, but in a heart that knows sufficiency, knows love, and knows how to give. Do not let the mirage of luxury dim the light of your soul. For the journey I prepare for you is not a shortcut to glitter, but a sacred road to true fullness, where you find your very self in every step and every breath. Every step you take is seen by me. Nothing in your life is random, for all things rest in the hands of the one who knows the beginning and the end. Though storms may rise and the world may reel, I am there steadfast as the sun that never forgets to dawn. I did not set you in this life to wander without direction, but to become a living witness of my love and my faithfulness. Your name is engraved on the palm of my hand, and the story of your life is written in the script of holy destiny. No failure is great enough to blur its meaning, no slander of the world strong enough to erase the seal I have set upon you. Though you pass through the darkest valley, you are walking in my light. Though you bow your head in tears, I am holding your hand and leading you on. Your pain is not in vain. It bears witness to steadfastness, a purifying fire by which the gold of your soul is refined. I have seen every tear you shed, and not one is lost. They are kept in a golden chalice in heaven like shining jewels. No sigh escapes without touching my heart. When you tremble, I have set angels around you. When you think you cannot go on, miracles have already begun to move to break the invisible chains. The restoration I bring is not merely the return of what was lost, but the making of all things new, better, brighter, deeper. What has been stolen will be restored many times over. What has been broken will be made whole by my power. Do not fear your wounds, for there the light of mine will shine the strongest. You are not to live in the regret of the past, but in the expectancy of the future. The past does not define you, it only teaches you how to rise. Look ahead, where I await with open arms. You are not left in ashes, for I am the one who turns ashes into crowns. You are not imprisoned by your mistakes, for I am the one who turns mistakes into grace. Remember, your journey is not a string of accidents, but a symphony written by my hand, where every note, whether high or low, has its place in the orchestration of your life. There are movements that make you weep, but they are the very strains that render the triumph to come more glorious. And when you grow weary, remember, I do not ask you to be strong alone. Lay your head upon my shoulder and listen to the heartbeat of the one who has loved you with an unconditional love. Lay down your burdens, for I did not fashion your shoulders to carry the whole world, but to lift what I have placed there, your calling, your love, and your hope. One day you will look back and realize that everything that once frightened you became a testimony to my power. You will understand why I let you pass through the dark, not that you might be lost, but that you might learn to see the light even when no lamp is near. And when that light rises within you, it will not only illumine your path, but also the paths of other wandering souls returning home. I never promised the road would be easy, but I did promise you would not walk it alone. I never said you would not weep, but I said I would wipe away those tears with my own hand. I never said the storm would not come, but I promised that in the midst of it, I would be your safe refuge, So rise. Do not be afraid. Walk on not by your own strength, but by the power of faith. Let your soul sing its hymn of praise in the night, for dawn is coming. Believe that the best is yet to be, for the next chapter I write for you will blaze brighter than all that has gone before. You are not merely someone who survives. You are the proof of life, the unfinished masterpiece of everlasting love. And when you understand this, you will see every loss is but a stepping stone to something greater, every waiting a preparation for a miracle. I am the one who is never late, and now in this very moment is the time for me to do a new thing in you. Open your heart, for the holy wind is blowing. Lift up your eyes, for the heavens are opening. And believe, for I am here within every beat of your heart, and in every ray of light piercing the night. There are moments when it seems the whole sky is closing before your eyes, but in truth it is only the instant before dawn when the largest doors are about to swing open, doors no earthly hand can shut. You have walked through long nights where your breath mingled with the vast silence, where your soul trembled before a nameless uncertainty. At times you thought I had left, that your prayers dissolved into the void, but I never departed. In the barren seasons I was cultivating hidden strength like a seed buried deep, enduring the dark to break forth in the morning Sunday. I stretch your faith not to weaken you, but to show you the endurance of your soul, so that when the light returns, you will no longer be one who quakes in the shadows, but one who has learned to see light even when every lamp is out. You do not know that each tear that falls is kept by me like sparkling gems in my palm. I have gathered every sorrow, every collapse, every sigh that seemed meaningless, so that one day these very things will stand as proof of resurrection power. Your wounds will no longer mark defeat, but courage. Every crack in your heart will be a gate for light to enter, a channel through which grace overflows. And when you rise from what once threatened to bury you, the world will marvel, for they will see in you not merely human strength, but the vigor of faith cleansed through suffering. You will rise not only to prove you survived, but to become a source of hope for those walking the very road you once trod. Your mission does not end with you. It reaches farther, touching souls that need a living witness that miracles still exist. My child, remember, delay is not denial. I do not close the door of grace because you have not yet seen results. Some prayers must ripen in time. Some desires must pass through fire to become pure. The waiting room you fear is not a prison but a forge. There I hone your soul, teaching you patience, teaching you to trust in the quiet where I am at work behind the veil. Do not mistake my silence for forgetfulness, for while you search for a way, I am arranging every detail with perfect precision. Each encounter, each loss, each postponement, everything belongs to a grand composition that only at the end will show why every low note was so necessary. I never ignore your cry. I work by the rhythm of eternity while you count the minutes of the present. But when my hour comes, every piece will fit, every obscurity will clear, and you will know that not a single moment of your journey was wasted. You are not forgotten, not forsaken, not cursed. You are chosen, and I place the seal of favor on you before your first breath. My grace surrounds you like an unseen armor, turning aside every arrow of despair from piercing your soul. No curse can dwell upon a spirit I have blessed for. My light is stronger than any darkness that seeks to cover you. Though the enemy whispers that your finest days are behind you, I declare that the most radiant chapters of your story have yet to be written. What the locust has eaten, I will restore. What the world has wounded, I will heal. What was once condemned as dead, I will breathe into with new life. But know this, beloved, restoration does not always come in a flash. Sometimes it arrives like dawn, slow, gentle, but sure. I want you to learn to savor the beauty of the process, not only yearn for the result. Like a masterwork, I am painting your life with strokes that may seem chaotic, but when you step back, you will behold a masterpiece. Every dark hue heightens the light. Every shadow makes the gold more radiant. You have asked, why must I endure so long? The answer is this: because you are destined to carry more than you imagined. I am digging deep foundations, for the edifice I am raising in you will rise higher than human eyes can foresee. No one builds a castle upon sand, and neither can I entrust great responsibility to a soul untested by wind and wave. You were not made for an easy life, but to be a witness of holy strength, one who has passed through fire without being consumed, who has walked upon waves without sinking. When you look back, you will see I was there in the loneliest moments, in the tear shed in the corner of a room, in the sigh at midnight, in the instant you thought you would break. I never left you alone. You simply did not recognize my presence in another form, a hand laid upon your shoulder, a stranger's smile in a crowded street, a slant of sunlight through the window on a weary morning. Every small thing was my way of saying I am still here. And now you are about to enter a new season. A season of restoration, recompense, and blessings beyond what you dared to ask. But remember, great blessings cannot be entrusted to a heart still heavy with doubt. Lay down your anxieties. Let my peace anchor within you like a mooring in the restless sea. Do not fear when nothing seems clear. Sometimes the brightest light is seen only after the eyes have grown used to the dark. When I slow the pace, it is not because I forget. When I am silent, it is not because I do not care. I am aligning what lies beyond your sight pieces, which, if placed even slightly wrong, would warp the whole picture. I am shielding you from things you think are good but would wound you. I delay certain doors not to hold you back, but so you enter at the right time, strong enough not to be blown down by the winds. If you enter early, the storm would carry you off, but when I say, now you will stand firm and no power will overcome you. Beloved child, do not let the lies of fear veil the truth that I am ceaselessly at work in your life. Believe that every delay carries purpose, every tear is counted, and every loss will be repaid in ways beyond your imagining. You are being prepared, not punished. You are being refined to bear greater glory. Be patient, for the most exquisite flowers are often the slowest to bloom. And as you stand upon the threshold of the new, remember, the past does not define you. How you rise beyond it does. I will make you shine so brightly that those who doubted will bow in awe, not from fear, but because they see in you what they have lost faith. The very pains that sought to destroy you will become the evidence that leads others to trust in me. You will no longer be only the teller of your story, but the voice of hope for souls who think they have lost the light. So fear no more, doubt no more, for I who began the good work in you will bring it to completion in my perfect time. When you cannot see the way, trust that I am leading. When you hear nothing, remember I am still speaking through the silence. And when all seems to fall apart, lift up your head, for it is the sign of a new beginning. You are the living proof of an eternal truth. No night is deep enough to bury the light of hope, and no delay long enough to quench what I have ordained for you. I have chosen you, and that choice cannot be revoked. Walk on, my child, with faith tempered in the furnace, with a heart that has learned to love even through hurt, and with hands ready to receive what heaven has prepared. Because what lies ahead is not merely a reward for perseverance, but the harvest of grace. Not merely comfort, but triumph. The most beautiful chapters of your life are waiting to be written by my own hand, and when you come to them, you will know every season of waiting, every tear, every quiet stretch was worth it. Beloved child, hold fast to hope as though it were the single thread keeping you from falling into the abyss of despair. Hope is not a fragile feeling. It is the lifeblood running quietly through every cell of the soul, the seed which, when sown by faith and watered with gratitude, blossoms into fields of miracles. Never let the winds of doubt snuff out that small flame, for it is in the night that hope shines brightest. When your words rise up through pain, let them carry not the tone of complaint, but the language of life, healing, and restoration. For the words you speak do not vanish into the void they touch, the sacred realm and echo in the heart of the one who breathed his breath into you. I have breathed my spirit into you, and so every word you speak bears the power to build or to break. Choose to speak what is good. Speak of light though you stand in the night. Declare abundance though reality appears empty. For when you speak by faith, the universe begins to move in answer. Each sound from your lips is a seed cast into the air, and my spirit is the one who waters it to grow. You may not see it at once, but when the season turns, you will reap the fruit of your very words. Do not fear to affirm, I believe, for faith does not need to see in order to believe. It is because you believe that you will see. Your future does not rest in human hands or in the turbulence of the times. It rests secure in mine, the one who never changes. I am the same yesterday, today, and forever. If I have been faithful in the years you never knew, would I stop now? If I once parted the sea for my people to cross the Red Sea, would I not open a way through your impasse? Your limits are not my limits. I am not bound by earthly systems or laws, for I am the one who established them. When you are spent, I remain abundant. When you think there is no way, I open 1,000 paths. Remember, I am the one who turned 5 loaves and 2 fish into a feast for thousands, who made water flow from a hard rock and caused streams to run in a barren desert. If I can make the impossible possible, what in your life is beyond me? Even now, though you may not know it, I am arranging sacred connections beyond your imagining. There are people who have never met you who are quietly interceding for you. Doors are opening in places you have never looked. Opportunities are forming, crafted expressly for you. Do not fix your eyes on those who turned away. Do not mourn what has broken. These are the foundations for the new blessing I am setting in place. What I am building in your life will surpass every expectation and heal more deeply than every wound you have carried. You are moving on the trajectory I have drawn. Your steps are not astray. You are being led to the very point of breakthrough that bears your name. When fear knocks, do not open. Let faith answer the door. When shame rises, remember, my grace cloaks you like a radiant mantle. When the past screams in your mind, demanding to define you by your failures, answer with my promise: you are a new creation. You are not imprisoned by defeats. You do not belong to former weakness. For you are the one I have chosen, and I never blush to call you my own. I have seen your hidden sacrifices, the times you smiled, while your heart bled, the evenings you knelt where no one could see the choices you made, simply because you obeyed me. I hear every silent prayer, every midnight sob, every tear that falls without a sound. Nothing is overlooked. Heaven records with care. What you have done in secret, the fasts you have kept, the small acts of love, they are all kept in my notebook. The day will come when I will reward you openly, the moment when I will raise you up where once you were despised. In the very place that once silenced you, you will hear resounding blessing. Those who doubted you will witness my fingerprints upon your life. I will lift you up at the appointed time, not early, not late, but exactly as I have determined. Do not try to hasten the clock, for my timing is never tardy, it is purposeful. When you feel weak, that is precisely when I become strength within you. When your mind is tangled, I am the light that shows the way. When sorrow presses in, I am the joy no one can steal. When you lose your bearings, my arms remain open, waiting for your return. Seek me every day, not only with your feet, but with your heart. Abide in my presence where every storm grows still, and every wound is soothed by peace beyond words. Let my word guide each step, for no map is more trustworthy than my spirit. No lamp burns brighter than my truth. You may roam far, but I will not let you be lost. I did not bring you to the middle of the road to leave you by the wayside. If I have begun a work in you, I will bring it to completion. Every word I have spoken is guarded until it is fulfilled in full. Do not think your prayers slip into emptiness. They rise like incense before my throne. Do not think your praise is useless, for every time you sing through tears, heaven trembles. And your waiting is not in vain. It is the season in which I prepare you to be large enough to receive what I am about to give. Your cup will not only be full, it will overflow and pour out upon those around you. Therefore, walk without hesitation, even if the familiar path has suddenly become strange. Walk with joy, even while the heart is still mending. Walk by faith, though your eyes cannot yet see the ending. For as you step, I steady each footfall. I make your hands fruitful, turning your labor into harvest. I will give you a song in the night and new strength with each morning. No resistance can stand before the one who walks with me, for I myself go before you. I am your protector, and I am the one who fights for you. You are surrounded by blessing, covered in grace, kept beneath an open heaven. Angels receive their charge concerning you. They go ahead to clear obstacles. They encircle you like ramparts. They contend in battles you will never know. With every breath I remain Father, Redeemer, Advocate. So lift up your head. Do not let fear bow you down. Sing my promises aloud. Recount my goodness every morning, for I am doing a new thing in you, pure, holy, and no one can hinder it. Child, believe there is no reason to be afraid. Every place you stand and every challenge you face lies within my plan. You are right where I want you to be, that the next miracle might find you. Rest now. Do not strain against the wind. My peace will come like a river surging around you, soothing a weary soul and washing every anxiety away. You are not alone. You belong to me forever. No power can snatch you from my hand. And if the world should proclaim that a mere ritual or a 7-second vibration can cancel debts and open wealth, remember, true power is not found in human formulas, but in my hand. I alone am sovereign over all things, the source of every blessing, the spring that never runs dry. Blessing does not come by manipulation, but by trust. True riches do not come by a flash of magic, but by enduring grace. When you place your trust in me, your abundance ceases to be fleeting and becomes an eternal inheritance. Therefore, beloved, stop counting your worries and start counting your blessings. Look back and see that I have never left you in lack. Look up and know that your future shines brighter than your past. I am the one who keeps covenant, who listens still, who acts still. I do not sleep, I do not forget, I do not forsake, and even when you are weak, I am strong within you. Stand firm, for your life is not a chain of failures, but a journey written by the hand of the Almighty. Every line in the book of your days I have penned with love, and the next page will be a chapter more glorious than anything you have yet known. The river of destiny never misses a beat, and every pulse of your life is syncing with mine, the one who begins and perfects all things in the most perfect moment. You long for financial freedom. You yearn for healing. You hope to see fractured relationships mended by mercy and love. These are no longer distant dreams. They are already in motion, gentle yet sure, like a quiet river welling up in the heart of a barren desert. You cannot see every step I take, yet precisely in that unseen space, I am weaving a new story for your life. What seems random is set with delicate design. Each trial is not to break you, but to refine your soul, to teach you that your true strength lies not in solitary striving, but in complete trust in me. Do not imagine you are walking alone into a fog-bound future, for I always go before you, opening the way with the fire of my glory. That fire does not destroy, but purifies. It does not burn to consume, but to illumine, to separate what no longer belongs to you. I surround you like a radiant shield, where every dark arrow dissolves before it can touch you. Those who rose against you, the voices that sowed doubt, these will be silenced, not by your might, but by my promise, a promise that has never erred, never arrived late. My word will cause truth to ring out strong, compel every lie to fall quiet, and in that holy hush, you will hear the sound of peace, deep peace that fear and suspicion cannot shake. I know there are days you wake with a heavy heart, feeling as if the world itself is swaying. But remember, I have set your feet upon a foundation that cannot be shaken. No storm can sweep away the soul anchored in my grace. However fierce the wind, you will stand, for your roots are sunk deep in faith. Do not let fear take your mind. It is only the shadow of what has not happened, while I am the light that fills what is real. I do not ask you to be perfect. I ask you to dare to trust, to step forward, to open your heart in the midst of the storm. For when you are weak, my power is made perfect in you. You will see rivers break forth in the driest desert, for no land is too barren when I touch it. Light will pierce every darkness, not merely to show the path, but to declare that darkness has never conquered light. When your faith holds steady, you will witness what you once only dared to hope. The doors you thought were shut swinging open. Those who wandered away, returning the dreams, long buried, pushing up green shoots again. This is not coincidence. It is proof that my hand moves through your life from moment to moment. With each dawn, as light slips past your window, let not worry be the first to touch your heart. Let gratitude be the breath that begins your day. Let praise rise from your lips, not because all things are perfect, but because you know I am at work within the unfinished. Gratitude will become the key that unlocks the flow of healing, making your soul light as wind, clear as water, and enduring as earth. In gratitude, you cease demanding that life conform to your will, and instead become the one who is transformed to move in rhythm with life. You once thought financial freedom was the product of ceaseless toil, but in truth it is the fruit of understanding and wise stewardship. I am teaching you how provision springs not only from work but from creativity and faith. When you trust in me, you cease chasing money, and the current of abundance finds you. Money is a tool, not a destination. True freedom is when your heart is no longer bound by fear of lack. When you know I am the inexhaustible source, you will live more lightly, work more joyfully, and give more generously. Healing in your body has also begun, not only the mending of flesh, but the rebirth of the soul. Each cell, each breath, each heartbeat is receiving new life. Learn to listen to your body. It is not merely a shell to house the soul, but a temple where I dwell. When you love your body, when you choose rest, choose forgiveness, choose release, miracles begin to unfold. Pain ceases to be an enemy and becomes a teacher. Every wound carries within it the seed of healing, and when you grasp this, you will no longer fear being hurt, for you will know that everything holds a higher purpose. Concerning relationships once broken, do not despair. I am working within both hearts. Forgiveness is not only a human act, it is love's miracle. You may not yet see change in the other, but I am planting seed within them, and seed takes time to sprout. Believe this: what is born of true love never dies. It rests in quiet to deepen its roots. When you release resentment, you are not weak, you are setting yourself free. The one in chains is not the other, but your own heart clinging to the past. Understand this: the journey is not a short road, but the training of faith. There will be moments when I seem silent, but silence is not absence. In the hush, I am preparing something greater than you imagine. As the farmer sows and then waits with patience, so you must learn to wait with trust. My timing is perfect. I never arrive early while you are unready, nor late, that hope be lost. All things are written by my own hand, each detail precise, every step ordained in love. Imagine me speaking as one seasoned in the sacred. Here is your translation rendered faithfully and in fitting reverent cadence, arranged in full paragraphs without choppy line breaks. When I want you to know this, I do not see you as an ordinary soul struggling through life. You are my wondrous work, fashioned with purpose, covered by grace, guided by light. When you look in the mirror, do not behold only flaws or fears. See in your own eyes my image reflected, strong, merciful, radiant. When you awaken to who you are, the scorn of others and the weight of their stares will no longer sway you. You will walk with the calm of one who knows where they belong, certain that they are loved without condition. In the days ahead, you will watch my promises unfold. Perhaps not in the ways you hoped, yet surely in the ways that are best for you. You will see doors swing open where you thought only high walls barred the way. You will feel your heart grow light as you learn that nothing you lose will fail to be repaid with something better. You will discover that true strength is not in controlling everything, but in releasing at the right time so that my hand may take over. Therefore, as you enter each day, let trust be your compass, gratitude your wings, and love your breath. Let my word be the rock beneath your feet, like bedrock in the ocean, unmoved by the waves. Remember, I am not merely the guide, I am the very way. When you walk in my light, you need not fear losing your path, for even if you fall, I am there to lift you up, to brush off the dust of the road, and to smile. Continue on, my beloved, for this journey has been written for your glory. Beloved child, do not let the clamor of the world drown the melody I am sounding within your soul. Amid 1,000 voices trying to tug you toward doubt, turn your heart toward me, where every sound grows still and all truth is revealed. The noise of this life is only a mist veiling your sight, but my voice is the sacred flame that burns through the fog and opens the way for you to see clearly the glorious path I have prepared. Do not let public opinion, prejudice, or the busyness of the age steal your focus, for it is in silence that you will hear the guidance of heaven. When the world insists it cannot be, I declare it is finished. When people shut the door of hope, I open the door of wonder, not by human hands, but by my breath. Now I speak into your future, not with empty promises, but with decrees sealed in eternity. Your coming days will overflow with abundance, clarity, direction, and heavenly surprises. Abundance not only in what you possess, but in your inner life, in joy, in peace. Clarity not only in understanding, but in each decision, each step, because I am lighting the road you must take so that there is no room left for haze or fear. Your course will no longer be driven by the winds of circumstance, for For my hand holds yours, leading you into the very center of my will, and the sacred surprises, they await you at the crossroads of faith and obedience. You will not be able to predict them, but you will know for certain that everything that arrives bears my mark. Those who doubted you, those who once looked at you with pity, will soon be astonished, not because you built success by your own strength, but because they will witness what I do through you, things that far exceed what human reason can explain. I will make your life a living testimony that grace is real, that when I speak, nothing can hinder. Those who thought your story was over will behold a powerful beginning. Through you, I will prove that weakness can become strength, that ashes can turn to beauty, that where there was lament, a song of joy will rise. Child, you need not wait for a miracle, you are walking in one. Your breath, your heartbeat are proof that I am still at work. Each day you awaken is not merely another day, but a new chapter in the story of deliverance and glory. Every step you take is not random motion, but the unfolding of promises I proclaimed before you were formed in your mother's womb. From eternity I have seen you, and I ordained that you would bear light into darkness and bring hope where others see only despair. Not a single moment of your journey is meaningless. Everything belongs to the sacred symphony I am conducting. You are not cursed, you are consecrated. Do not let bitter words or a shadowed past make you doubt your worth. I have set my holy seal upon you, and no one can erase it. No sin is too deep, no wound too wide for my grace to reach. You are washed in, my love positioned in my kingdom, and sent as a herald of life. You are not appointed to destruction, but to restoration, not chosen for hopeless suffering, but to shine amid adversity like a candle unextinguished in the storm. You are not forgotten, you are favored. When the world overlooks you, I am watching every breath you take. When you think yourself lost, I am still beside you at times, silent, that you might learn to sense my presence in the quiet. You are chosen, covered, loved, with an unconditioned love. Remember that love does not sway with circumstance or with time. Wherever you are, I see you. Even if you wander to the farthest edge of the night, my gaze reaches there. I have reserved a place for you, a portion no one else can claim, a blessing no one can steal. Your name has been inscribed there before the stars were lit. No power on earth or under the depths can touch what is yours, for it has been sealed with the blood of an everlasting covenant. Do not fear losing anything, for if it truly belongs to you, I will keep it, and if I let it go, it means something greater is on its way. I never take without giving back in abundance. Trust that every loss is only a brief rest in the grand music of grace. Now I am restoring the years that were stolen. What seemed forgotten, I am calling back. Dreams you believed were dead, I am breathing life into them. I will repay double for what the enemy has taken: joy, time, opportunity, relationships, and the peace within your soul. You will not merely receive back, you will receive more, for I do not recompense by human measures. I give beauty for ashes, garments of praise for a fainting spirit. I turn mourning into dancing, and tears into rivers of grace. Lift up your head, my child. Do not look down at the dust where fear crawls. Look up to where I reign. The light of heaven is shining upon your face, and I want you to know you are covered by an unfading love. Each time you step forward in faith, you shake the heavens. Your confidence does not spring from your ability, but from my name resting upon you. Do not fear failure, for even when you stumble, I am there, turning the fall into a springboard for your next leap. Walk with the bearing of one who has already overcome, for victory is no longer something you chase. It is the nature I have placed within you. You are not the one your past once named. The past may try to define you, but it no longer has power to confine you. You are not determined by your mistakes, but by grace. You are not the product of circumstance, but the handiwork of my own design. Let the past rest in my hands, for I am rewriting it with the ink of redemption. Old wounds will become marks of triumph, and every verdict that once broke your heart will testify to the righteousness I have set within you. You are who I declare you to be, not what the world labels you. When I say you are chosen, no one can say you are unworthy. When I call you beloved, no one can call you lost. Your name is engraved upon my palms. Every breath you take moves to the rhythm of my heart. No power can erase what I have proclaimed. You are victory not because you fight well, but because I have won on your behalf. You are the witness of my glory, the dawn breaking in the night of this world. Go forth, child, in the holy confidence of the anointed. This anointing does not arise from reputation, is not limited by circumstance, and cannot be stripped away. It is the sacred oil that never ceases to flow, soaking every word you speak, every work you do, every place your feet touch. When you sing, I sing with you. When you speak, I breathe through your words. When you touch others, I touch through you. You are the instrument in my hand, the string upon which I pluck heaven's melody in the midst of the earth. And remember, child, the abundance that comes is not merely the fruit of your faith, but the manifestation of boundless kindness. Clarity is pouring out not only over your mind, but deep into your soul, granting you a heaven-eyed vision of all things. Direction is plain, for I have swept away the fog of doubt, and the sacred surprises still await like gifts wrapped in my hands, ready to be opened with the key of trust. All you once prayed through tears is now sprouting in the light. Take heart, child. The days ahead are not an ending, but an unveiling. You are walking within a miracle, living inside a promise, breathing the air of grace. Your future is no longer something to fear, but something to anticipate. Walk not as one seeking a miracle, but as one living in the midst of it, for you are the proof that the Lord still works wonders among humankind. Though the world should sway, though the earth should tremble, though time should erode every trace, my promise to you stands firm like a mountain, unshaken by the storm. No force and no tempest can break what I have spoken over your life, for what goes forth from my mouth never returns empty. From the beginning I have written your name upon my hands, and every one of your breaths is kept within my faithfulness. Beloved child, do not fear when all around you changes, for I am the one who does not change. I am the sure foundation upon which you may place all your trust. When the world curls inward in confusion, my arms are still open to receive you, and when every door seems sealed, I will open a way made only for you. I have spoken abundance over your life, not in small measure, but pressed down and running over so full you cannot contain it, until the blessing spills out and refreshes the parched souls around you. Now the heavens are open. Favor is no longer held back, but pours upon you like the first rain of the season, the rain of life, the rain of awakening. Open your heart to receive, for all I promised is drawing near, not in the way you imagined, but in the way I alone know to be perfect. Do not fear new beginnings, for any beginning I share with you is a beginning worth embracing. I will not lead you into unfamiliar places without preparing the path, nor set you in trial without giving the strength you need to overcome. Before you arrived, I was there. In lands your feet have not yet touched, I have already walked, so that every step you later take will find the way prepared. In rooms you have never entered, I have spoken your name in conversations, in plans, in hearts you have not yet met. I have readied those who will recognize your worth before the world can see it, those who will make a way and extend favor not because of your merit, but because my hand has touched them first. While you wrestled with your fears, my grace went ahead quietly sowing seeds, so that when you arrive, the field will be ready for harvest. Do not be anxious if you lose your way, for my blessing is not confined to directions. Whether you wander or pause or sit down weary, the blessing will still find you as a river finds the sea. No distance is too far for my love to reach. My light will guide you even when you walk through moonless night and fog-bound roads. When your eyes cannot see, your heart will sense. When your legs tremble, my hands will hold. I do not promise you will never grow tired, but I promise that when you are weak, my love will carry you. When you fall, I will not turn away. I will stoop to lift you with the hands once marked by nails, hands that know the cost of pain and the worth of mercy. I will bear you across stretches you thought you could not travel, and in the moments you feel most alone, that is when I am nearest. I do not forsake, I do not grow weary, I do not change. No seed you have sown in tears will ever be lost. Every hidden prayer, every choice to forgive when you had a right to resent, every time you stood firm when no one saw, these I have recorded. You thought no one knew, but I knew. You thought your prayers only echoed back from the ceiling, but I received every word. Not one breath of yours is wasted. Not one tear falls uncounted. Now the answers are coming, not in scant measure, but in abundance. What you sowed in silence, you will reap in song. What you endured in the dark, you will step out to in the light. The things you did out of faithfulness will be honored before others, not that you may be glorified, but so the world may know faithfulness still matters and that faith still births miracles. You have passed through long seasons that felt barren, and I have seen how you chose to believe when all evidence opposed your belief. This has pleased me. True faith is not born in comfort, it is forged in hardship. And now your reward is coming not only as an answer to prayer, but as recompense for all you have suffered. Every loss will be returned with multiplied joy. Every pain will be replaced with glory. Every dry season will end in a downpour of grace. You are never forgotten. I have not taken my eyes off you for even a breath. When you wept, I wept with you. When you were silent, I listened. When you collapsed, I stretched out my arms to lift you. You do not know it, but each time you whispered my name in desperation, heaven fell still to listen. No prayer has been discarded. No plea has been blown away by the wind. They have been kept in golden bowls in the courts of heaven, and now those bowls are being poured out. I do not answer in the way you want, but in the way you need, not to please you, but to make you whole. What is coming will not merely be enough, but abundant. Not merely a reward, but a restoration. You will look back and understand that not a moment was wasted. Every wound, every misstep, every night of darkness has been woven by me into a tapestry of glory. My beloved child, keep walking and do not look back, for the past is only a witness to the strength you carry today. Everything you thought was an ending is in truth a beginning. Believe that I am continuing your story with the ink of wonder, with the light of faith, with the unfading fidelity of the one who called you by name. One day, when you stand upon the summit of a season of abundance, you will remember the long nights and smile, for you will know that I was there not as a mere spectator, but as your companion, your father, your teacher, your friend, and the love that never leaves. Therefore, do not fear beginning again. Do not fear loss. Do not fear the new road. For every beginning with me is the unfolding of a great design. I have gone before you, prepared the way, and appointed the time. Now take my hand, for the heavens are opening. Grace is pouring down, and your name is being spoken in the place higher than every earthly throne. You are not only blessed, you are the very blessing. And as you live in that truth, the world around you will change. My beloved, do not let your heart be troubled by what seems to be collapsing, nor tremble at the hidden schemes the enemy has devised. For I, the author of your life, am turning every plot into a path toward good. What he built to block your steps will become the launch pad for your ascent. What he meant to shame you will stand as testimony to my unchanging kindness. You are not trapped in the grip of darkness, for my hand holds authority over every event. I will not only deliver you from danger, I will make that very danger a stage for miracles. Do not fix your eyes on what has been broken. Look at what I am rebuilding. Do not fret over delays, for I am placing in your hands what has been withheld far too long, not belated but right on heaven's time. What was dammed up is now flowing. Promises thought forgotten are being unlocked, and doors once sealed before you are swinging open to the song of fulfillment. Walk in the light of my favor, a light that not only illumines the path ahead but also makes radiant your inmost being. Let your words beat in rhythm with mine, so that every sound you utter carries life and authority. Do not speak from fear, do not sow with doubt, for your words are seeds, and every seed bears after its kind. Let your mouth bring forth life. Let your speech cultivate faith rather than anxiety. When you speak in agreement with my word, you enter covenant with heaven. You become a co-creator in the design of the eternal. Let your heart be filled with expectancy, not because everything is easy, but because you know I am working in the unseen to bring forth what you have not yet beheld. Expectation is not fantasy. It is the recognition that I have never failed. I have chosen you to be a vessel of my glory, not for display, but for shining. You are an earthen jar, simple and small, yet within you is an immeasurable power. The light in you is not your own. It is mine, and through you that light will shine for a generation. Through your weakness, others will recognize my strength. Through your tears, they will see that sorrow can become the seed of hope. You are a bridge between heaven and earth, the meeting place of grace and humanity, the doorway through which wonders step into the visible world. When you obey, you open gates of abundance not only for yourself but for souls who are finding their way home. A single yes from you can release a river of grace for multitudes. A small act done in faith can stir the whole of heaven. Now I invite you to rest in my presence. Lay down every tangled thought, loosen your tired shoulders, breathe in the living breath of the peace I give. Let your heart find its rest in my own breathing, for in the stillness you will hear my voice, soft as wind, gentle as dew, yet mighty as thunder. I am holding you not with cords that bind, but with the embrace of a father who never abandons his child. I not only began your story, I am the author of its final chapter. And that ending, beloved, is not defeat but splendor, not loss but triumph, not withering but a blossoming beyond all imagining. Not one tear you have shed is meaningless. Each drop has soaked the ground, softening the fallow soil, so the seeds of grace may break forth. Pain is not the period at the end of the sentence. It is the compost for the harvest now rising. You thought you were losing, but in truth you were being prepared for reaping. Behold, I am doing a new thing. The shoots have already broken the surface, though your eyes have not yet seen. Open your heart to the season of miracles, the season in which my faithfulness stands unveiled, the season in which you will know that nothing you endured was in vain. Near to me you will lack nothing. Not because your days will be free of storms, but because you have anchored yourself in the one who does not change. When you are in me, lack becomes fullness, fear becomes boldness, and loneliness becomes worship. The plans I have for you far surpass what you ever dared to dream. They are larger than pain, stronger than wounds, deeper than loss. I am not crafting a blessing that fades, but establishing a legacy, one that will outlive you, flowing through your line as an unending promise. What I am laying in you today will bless your children's children for generations. Do not think this is only about the present. No, child, this is about eternity. I am weaving every thread of your life into the everlasting tapestry. Each choice you make in faith does more than touch today. It resounds into tomorrow. When you choose forgiveness over resentment, heaven quakes. When you choose love over fear, the tides of the soul turn. When you choose faithfulness, though no one sees, the universe bears witness. Keep faith, dear one. Faithfulness is not stubbornness. It is the quiet trust that my hand is at work even when your eyes do not yet perceive it. Stand firm though the winds shift, for whoever stands upon my word will never fall. Open wide your heart to my instruction, for what I am about to do will exceed every boundary you have known. I am about to astonish you not with what you asked for, but with what you never dared to imagine. I am fashioning a miracle in the hidden places where you thought nothing was moving. And when the time comes, everything will unfold so swiftly that worship will be the only answer on your lips. You are not late. You have not been left outside the plan. You are in the right place at the right time for my hand to act. The years you feared were wasted have been the very season I used to hone you, to prepare you to carry the weight of glory I am about to bestow. Now your obedience has set the heavens in motion. A cascade of miracles is beginning like an avalanche rushing down from the mountain of grace. Nothing can stop its flow, for I have spoken, and my word does not return empty. Your surrender does not make you small. It places you in the seat of power. When you yield into my hands, you do not lose control. You enter protection. When you step back and let me lead, you walk into a sacred rain no human can manufacture. That rain will not only water your soul, but spread outward, touching hearts gone dry. Do not fear if others do not understand your journey. They do not hear my voice in the silence as you do. This is not the end. This is the prelude to greatness. You are stepping into the season I promised long ago, the season of restoration, elevation, and renewal of all that was wounded. Watch me work. Where there was ruin, I rebuild. Where there was emptiness, I overflow. Where there was neglect, I cause blossoms to appear. Nothing I touch remains unchanged. You will see what you thought had died come back to life, and dreams you believed reduced to ashes rise again, revived by the breath of the Holy Spirit. You are stepping into a season of abundance, not only abundance in the material, but abundance in your soul, in peace and in joy. The river of blessing is surging, and nothing can hinder my word from being fulfilled. Every word I speak is alive, and once it is released, it cannot fail to bear fruit. Therefore, remain in my presence. Speak my word and live by faith, not by sight. You will see me in every detail, in the coincidences that prove to be providence, in the doors that close, which reveal themselves as protection. I do not fail, and as you walk with me, you will not fail. Keep moving, keep believing, keep loving, for what I have begun in you will not stall midway. You are part of a purpose far greater than yourself, and one day when you look back, you will see every loss was a turn that led you to something better. Every tear was rain that made grace blossom. Beloved child, still your heart and attend to my voice. No weapon, however finely forged or conceived in the darkest schemes, can prevail against you. You do not stand alone. I myself am your shield, the rampart encircling your soul, the fire that keeps every power of darkness at bay. I have seen the scars crisscrossing your heart, the wordless sobs in the night, the mornings you forced to smile though your chest was heavy. And at the very end of that pain, I am stepping in, not to accuse, but to restore with you, to sow seeds of gladness into the ashes. From ground that seemed barren, flowers of hope will rise, radiant and unashamed, bearing witness that your tears were never wasted. Not a single tear falls into the void. Each one sinks into the earth like the first rain of the season, nourishing the seeds I have quietly sown. You cannot see it yet, but the harvest is forming, and at the appointed time it will break forth like a wonder without delay. The losses that once crushed your soul, the ruins that seemed to bury you, are in truth the moves I arranged to open a greater, wiser, more perfect game. Whenever you fracture, I do not stand idly by. I am laboring in silence, rebuilding you with the gentle hands of a father, that you might stand resilient, steady, and gleaming, like gold refined by fire. Do not let the world's chatter make you doubt yourself. You have not fallen behind. You are being led along another path, to a cadence I have written just for you. When others think you have paused, you are in fact being reshaped in quiet. When they suppose you are forgotten, that is when I am laying the foundation for something glorious. You are not cursed. You are not forsaken. You live beneath the shelter of my decree, a decree clothed with authority and overflowing with love. A decree that speaks blessing over you, and no force, no person, no power can overturn it. You have endured long enough, and I know the measure of pain. There is no tear I have not counted, no sigh I have not heard. Now I am drawing near, touching every fissure you tried to hide, soothing each place you thought beyond repair. I am turning your wounds into the patterns of victory, turning ashes into rich soil for new life to spring up. You will see how I make sorrow into glory, how I turn the darkness into the backdrop for your brightest light. I do not only heal, I renew. I do not merely lift you up, I set your feet on high places. You will understand that nothing is taken without being repaid with something better. All that you thought was lost is returning in a form more perfect, more pure, more fitting for the person I am shaping you to become. The years you deemed meaningless will stand as testimony to faith, and your weakest days will become the groundwork for the strength that is at hand. Be at rest, for your suffering is not punishment, but the process that unveils what is great. Each time you are spent, I am there, carrying the part you cannot bear. Each time you want to give up, I whisper, do not. Glory is nearer than you think. No pain is wasted, no trial is without purpose. All things are working together in the flawless design I ordained for your life before your first cry. You do not need to prove your worth, for you were worthy before you accomplished anything. You do not need to strive to be loved, for my love for you has never depended on success or failure. I love you when you are strong, and I love you when you collapse. In you I see not fragments, but the great potential I am refining. You thought yourself abandoned, but I merely stepped back so you could learn to walk on your own feet, the feet I have made steadfast. Now, my child, lift up your head. Do not stare at the old ashes. Look toward the horizon that is brightening. A new dawn is rising, not only out there, but within your heart. Let me lead you through fear, through doubt, and through the memories that unsettle you. For beyond the pain lies a new season, a season of grace, a season of wholeness, a season in which tears are traded for laughter and loss for abundance. I am pronouncing blessing over you this very moment. Every word I speak carries eternal weight. When I declare my favor over you, heaven and earth yield. Every scheme of the enemy dissolves into nothing. Every barrier vanishes like morning mist before the Sunday. You will walk among what once terrified you, and discover it has no power over you anymore. For when I am with you, no strength can rise against you and prevail. You will see the place that once was a battlefield of tears become a field of joy. The memories that once throbbed with pain will become the testimony of restoration. I am rewriting your life story not with ink but with light. And every new chapter I write gleams with the promise. You are not left behind, not forgotten, not rejected. You are chosen, beloved, kept, and blessed in every way. And then one day when you turn and look back, you will recognize that every bend, every tear, every phase that seemed the darkest was a stepping stone by which I brought you to glory. In that moment, you will no longer ask why, but will breathe. Thank you, for you will see clearly no weapon has overcome you, for you are held in my hand, and no shadow can smother the light I have kindled within you. For I am the faithful one, the one who chose you, called you, and will finish the work I began in you. And in this next chapter, titled Restoration, you will rise, not as the one once wounded, but as a warrior of light, carrying a faith as firm as rock and a love as bright as fire. Now, my child, open your heart like a flower to the early Sunday. Let your soul grow quiet in the stillness of grace, and offer me the truest whisper from the depths of your heart. Lift your prayer not with polished phrases, but with a heart melted in love and absolute trust. O Lord, fountain of life and everlasting light, I come before you with a trembling yet hope-filled heart. Amid a noisy world, teach me to be silent so I may hear your voice within. Keep me from being swept away by the calls of worry and fear, and guard my heart in your peace. I believe that every step I take, however small, is guided by your hand. Turn my tears into seed for a glorious harvest. Turn my trials into steps that draw me nearer to you. Grant me courage to trust your plan even when I do not understand the path. Merciful Redeemer, I come to you, not with full hands but with a broken heart. I know that what is shattered does not repel you, it draws you near. Heal the fragments within me, restore what has been stolen, renew my soul as rain on a parched field. Give me strength to forgive, to release, and to walk in the freedom you have promised. Make me a living witness of grace, that the wounds within me might become the places where your light shines brightest. Glorious Father, I know your will is always good, even when I do not understand. I choose to trust you beyond my own reasoning. Teach me to obey, not reluctantly, but with love and absolute confidence. Though I pass through wilderness, let me not be dismayed. Though I suffer loss, let me find you sufficient. Give me boldness to say yes, Lord, even before I know what lies ahead, for I believe that the way you lead will always bring glory to your name. God of every footstep, I do not know where the road before me will end, but I know who walks with me. Keep me unafraid of the dark, for you are light. Keep me calm through the long night, for you are the dawn that surely comes. Keep me steady at the crossroads of destiny, for your hand always guides. With every step, remind me that I am never alone. I thank you because you have not forgotten me, even when I have forgotten you. I thank you that whenever I fall, you do not turn away but stoop to lift me up. I thank you that in my darkest nights, your light still slips through the crack of the door. Every good thing I have today comes from you, not because I deserve it, but because you love. Let this gratitude become an undying flame, that I may never forget I am living amid miracles. I thank you for the Father's patience with me. Many times I have doubted, resisted, and grown weary, yet you still wait, still love, still believe in me. I know that no merit secures your favor. It is boundless grace that does all things. Thank you for using failures to teach me steadfastness, for using losses to teach me the true worth of love and faith. I pray this in the holy name of Jesus Christ. Amen. Do not forget to subscribe and turn on notifications, so that together we can build a strong community of faith.